Hello, haulers, or soon to be haulers. Don't let me offend you. Okay, I am so excited to be able to go over all of this with you. So, as you may have noticed, I have a few videos uploaded of my hauls, and I'm sure some of you may have watched some of them, and you're going, what? Why do I care what Jess bought at the grocery? These are 20-minute or so videos of her going on and on about what she bought at Costco. Boring. Who cares? But look, that's not my point of this, ladies. My point of this YouTube channel is to show you ideas of things to buy to save money. Big money. My husband and I, we have a great income. We have plenty of leftover money each month to be able to go on yearly or even bi-yearly vacations. Buy everything with cash and not credit cards, buy our kids clothes whenever they need them, and more. But for some reason, we had more month at the end of our money, if you know what I'm saying. Where did all that money go? I would go through the bills each month. I would do this all the time. I would go through the bills each month, and after adding up all of our bills, I'm looking and I'm like, we should have like over $1,000 extra each month. But then I'd look at my bank account and my bank account would show otherwise. We were literally living paycheck to paycheck. But why? Y'all, I was on a mission. I was on a mission to find out where our money was going. So the first place I thought was downloading an app on my phone. This app is called Mint, M-I-N-T. Mint is an app that you can link to your bank account and your credit cards. It will categorize each transaction that you make into different categories. These categories could be groceries, they could be bills, they could be mortgage, they could be childcare, it could be clothes, it could be Starbucks purchases, it could be so many things. So you can even set a budget for each of these categories, and it'll alert you when you're getting close to that budget or when you're over that budget. I thought, great, that is exactly what we need. But originally, I just downloaded that app just to see where our money was being spent the most. So after 1 month, the breakdown was calculated and it was sent to me. And I'm looking at it and I see, okay, we've spent a lot of money on bills, but most of our money was spent on, drum roll please, food. What? The amount of money that we were spending out on food was outrageous. I mean, mind-blowing outrageous. So the next month, I didn't even take action right away. The next month, I set my budgets for each category thinking, yeah, we will totally stay within these budgets. No problem. We got this. The month was over, and boy, was I wrong. We went over each budget in almost every single category. Wow. At the end of the month, the budget breakdown told me we spent more than we earned. We spent more than we earned. How? How did we do that? Well, as many of you know, credit cards add up quickly, and that's where some of our purchases were being placed. Boy, did we have some adjusting to do. So, what did I do? How did I take action? Where do I even begin? Well, let me tell you. I immediately sat down with my husband and explained to him the problem that we were facing. He agreed we needed to take action, like yesterday, limit our spending, set budgets, and then actually stick to them this time. He knew that we needed to do this. I knew that we needed to do this a long time ago, but why hadn't we done it? Well, it was time. And in the end, we could tackle some debt. We have car loans. We have student loans from when I went to school. Of course, we have a house payment. I mean, it's nothing outrageous that most Americans don't have, but why not live debt-free? And yes, I've looked into Dave Ramsey. I know many of you guys probably know his style of cutting down debt, and I've looked into it, and I know that it works for thousands of people. I've gotten great advice that I'm going to use from him, but I really wanted to start slow and tweak just a few things at a time to not overwhelm us and our family. And that meant just cutting back on those groceries, cutting back on that money that we spent on food. I enjoy grocery shopping and cooking most of our meals. I pack lunches and I meal prep almost all of the time. So I knew adjusting this part of our budget would be easy for me to manage since I had most of the access to that. And guess what? So far, it's working. It's actually working. We are sticking to the budget well. And on top of that, we're tackling debt left and right. And I am so excited. I'm so excited to share these tips and tricks with you guys. Look, this video may be full of information, but feel free to take it at your own pace. Pause the video, take notes, watch some now, watch some later. It's here for you to get ideas for yourself and for your family to succeed. That's what I want. I'm sharing this so that your family can succeed just like mine is. It's as easy as that. And I hope that it works. Okay, so here it is. Here's my big secret. Meal planning. You guys are like, what? Meal planning? That's your big secret? We know all about meal planning. Yeah, I used to talk about meal planning all the time. But then I would get started and I'd have a million excuses as to why, one, it was too hard, it was too time consuming, and how it was just silly and how I was just not going to do it. So I didn't do it. And I kept spending money on food that was being wasted. Hard-earned money. Yeah, hard-earned money. I work hard for my money. And it was just being thrown out the window or into the trash, basically. But I got determined. We got determined as a family and started doing it. Just doing it. No excuses. I've decided to share the experience and the journey with the public here on YouTube because it holds me accountable. It's good for me, but at the same time, you're going to be learning too, but it holds me accountable. I feel that internet platforms like YouTube are a great source to hold each other accountable. I've seen so many social media platforms, whether it's work related or fitness related or Bible studies or different things like that, that have helped each other keep accountable and get things done. And it works for so many people. And I know, myself included, Bible studies and the fitness or the workouts that I do daily, those are just quick examples of how that works. So that's what my YouTube channel is going to be all about. I'm learning here as I go, though. So bear with me. No judgment zone, please. Because I'll make mistakes along the way. And I'll learn better ways to do things. And then I'll share it with you. And I hope that you all will give me advice and share things with me so that I can implement them and then turn them around and share it to everyone else. My goal here is to support each other here, ladies, so that in the end, we can support our family, financially speaking, without living paycheck to paycheck. So, being the good friend that I am, and all the care in my little heart that I have for you ladies, I have decided to do something nice for you. Yes, I have. Here it is. Here it is. Ta-da! This is the exact bundle that I use to keep our family within a tighter budget each month for our grocery shopping. If you're looking for an easier way to cut your grocery budget by hundreds of dollars each month, I think that these printable sheets will help you stay organized, and then in the end will ultimately save you stress, save you time and money, of course. I am one who enjoys staying organized because stress is basically my middle name. Ask my husband. He would highly agree with that. So, what makes this meal planning bundle so great? Well, haulers, or soon-to-be haulers, once I convince you how great it is, most meal planners have nothing more than a blank piece of paper to fill out with your list of groceries. Or it's that little piece of paper on your fridge that says groceries at the top, and you just write down last minute what you want at the grocery store or whatever you're craving at the time. But this meal planning bundle, it makes sure that you track your estimated cost for each meal and every single grocery item that you plan to buy. Everyone, this is so important. This is such an important step. So this bundle, it includes a weekly meal planner, a monthly meal planner, and a grocery list. I wish so much that I was more tech savvy and could make a video with my computer screen on one side and me on the other so that you guys could see what I'm looking at on my computer screen instead of having to hold these papers. But I'm old school because I don't know technology, so this is how we will do it. So these meal planners have all the tools, and they all have areas for you to keep track of estimated costs so that you can stay within a reasonable budget. And by reasonable budget, I don't mean set your budget so low that it's unreasonable so that you get discouraged and then give up. We have to be reasonable here. It doesn't mean that you're going to get it perfect your first time. We started with a budget. I was able to stick to it, but then the next month I realized I need to bump that up a little bit, maybe every other month, because I'm not getting enough. So you're going to learn as you go, just like I'm learning as I go. You may be asking, why is meal planning so important? Meal planning has saved our family over $400 a month. And I say over because sometimes it's more. Sometimes it's like $600 or more. Guys, that's over $5,000 a year. $5,000. Y'all, that's like a nice vacation right there. That's a nice chunk of change. Not to mention, it has saved this mama so much time. Time is of the essence with a working mom of 3 kids, or even a stay-at-home mama if that's what you are. That's a hard job too. It takes lots of time. So that's why meal planning is so important. Save yourself money, save yourself time, save yourself stress. It's all worth it. We'll start with weekly meal planning because this starts a little bit more simple for you, and then maybe you can work your way up to monthly meal planning later, or if you're ready to just dive right in, just stay tuned because we're going to get to monthly meal planning in just a little bit. First, how do you use your weekly meal planner? If you're brand new to this meal planning thing, which most of you will be, the first place to start is weekly meal planning. The first thing you all want to do is to pull out your calendar, whether it's on your phone or it's somewhere in the house where you write down your events, and look up events that may be coming up during the week or holidays that you need to make meal plans for outside of just cooking for your family and yourself. These could be birthday parties, baby showers that you're hosting, potlucks at church. I mean, those are just some quick examples that I can think of off the top of my head. Busy nights coming up that you need to have crock pot meals where they're quick and easy, like the nights that your son has basketball practice or your daughter has violin lessons. Crock pot meals are so easy for those kind of situations. Or an Instant Pot. As an example for me, I got one for my birthday and I forget to thaw out chicken. I mean, any kind of meat, I just forget. So it's so easy to throw frozen chicken in the Instant Pot in 20 minutes and just have it done. So that's another one. But anyways, you need to write those events on your calendar. I have every day listed on this calendar. So write it on the corresponding day of your meal planner. Now, I know that we ladies get so excited to start looking up recipes on Google or Pinterest. But hold up a second. Hold on. We're not ready for that yet. Before you even look at recipes, you need to go shopping. And I mean shopping in your own house. You need to go shopping in your pantry, your freezer, and your fridge. And by shop, I mean look through all of these areas in your kitchen and base your meal plans off of what you already have in your home. I'm sure if you look in your freezer, you probably have some frozen chicken that's been in there for a while. Use it. It's perfectly fine. It's been frozen. Put it on the meal plan and use it. This could be multiple things, not just meats. It could be vegetables, it could be canned goods, it could be rice, it could be so many different things. That way, you also don't end up buying double of something, which I used to be so guilty of doing. I would buy something that I already had, so I'd be stocked up on multiple things, and they'd end up going to waste because I'd never be able to use them before they went bad. And that was just money going right down the toilet, right in front of my eyes. That's a big waste. That could have been a lot of money. If you want to go to the next level and have some time to research sales that are going on at your local stores, you can base your meal plan off of sales that are going on. I know that this is more time, and some of us who are trying to save time won't go there, but just know that it's an option. One thing that I'll share from my experience is what I've learned from Costco is that I usually get the coupon book. Let me grab it. The little coupon book. I get this book later, a few days into the month, like between the 5th and the 8th usually. This is additional savings on top of what you already get as a Costco member. So after a few months, I learned that I was going to save more money by going for my monthly grocery haul later in the month, like the 10th, rather than the first of the month like I used to do. So anyways, that's just a quick tip for all you Costco shoppers out there. Okay, now it's time. It's time to start scrolling through Pinterest. I give you permission. Sit down, relax, mama. Scroll through Pinterest and start looking for recipes. Or in my case, go to a saved board that you already have, your recipe board, that you've had hundreds of recipes saved for later that you've never tried. Well, now it's time to try those recipes. But wait, hold on. Don't go too crazy. You're only going to plan 5 meals for the week. Only 5, not 7, only 5. And this is so important. Why are we only planning 5 meals if there's 7 days in the week? I'm not going to starve myself for 2 days. Okay, hold on. Just give me a second. I have a good reason. I've learned from experience, and if you really think about it, mamas, you never cook 7 meals a week. And if you do, I'm envious. I love it. That's awesome. But I never cook 7 meals a week. Reason being, we usually eat leftovers at least once a week. And the second reason is that I like to have a free night, a free fun night. I mean, that doesn't mean go crazy and go to like a Hyde Park Cameron Mitchell restaurant and spend a ton of money, but I mean, be smart. Use coupons, look for promotions. Groupon is a great idea, but it could be an easy night like just taking the kids to the dollar menu at Wendy's or ordering a pizza. But it's easy for us mommies to have a stress-free dinner night because we deserve that. Save an easy night for yourself. Go to your parents for dinner, something like that. Just trust me on this, you're gonna thank me later. Another tip that I'd like to share is that when you're planning meals, finding meals that don't have meat as the main dish is crucial. Reason I do this for 2 reasons. One, I'm not big on eating protein as my main source of protein in the form of meat all the time. I like protein. I eat a good amount of it, but not in the form of meat always. Supplements, other things like that. Anyways, I'm rambling. Anyways, also, meat's expensive. So planning around meat-filled meals will actually cost more. So examples of non-meat-filled meals would be like casseroles or pastas or salads for a healthier version. So those are just some quick tips for you ladies to start. Once you have your 5 meals planned and picked out, you can start using your weekly meal planner. This is when your budget comes into play, so listen carefully. When you look at the grocery list, first, you separate your grocery list by store. I try to limit myself to 2 stores if possible. Sometimes I end up having to go to a 3rd store for miscellaneous items, but that's because we live out from the city and then our store options are kind of limited and they only have limited things like that. But anyways, you limit it to 2 stores for 2 other reasons. It's easier for me on time than visiting multiple stores. If I have kids with me, multiple stores is just out of the question. We're going to hit nap time and it's going to be crazy. 2, I'm less likely to impulse shop when I'm in less stores. I mean, think about it, ladies. If you stop in Target just to save a couple dollars, more than likely, if you're like me, you're going to end up spending $200 because of impulse shopping. I'm guilty of it every time. So keep that in mind. It's very unlikely that you will be able to get the best deal on food, though, by going to just 1 store. So 2 just might be best, especially if you're an impulse shopper like myself. So I have 2 columns on the grocery list for 2 different stores. You have the item that you're going to buy with the store at the top, and the estimated cost in this column. And I should make like a bold line because this divides the two stores in half, and then I can fold my grocery list in half when I go to each store and I'm just looking at one list at a time. At the bottom, I'm going to add this in right now. I just have it written. It's that estimated total for each store. On your budget grocery list, you will see a column for you to fill out the estimated cost of each item. I already covered that. Every single item on your list should have the cost that you expect to pay written down. Don't skip a single item. But then, like I mentioned, at the bottom of the list, you'll have the total for each store. This is super helpful for your budget because if you end up with a total way above your budget before going to the store, then you know that you need to rethink your meals and choose cheaper ingredients. But another reason is if you have your estimated total, you go to checkout and your amount is much higher. Truth is, look, cashiers make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Some things could have been rang up twice. Some things that are on sale are not applied correctly. And it's something that you just need to bring to the cashier's attention so that you make sure you're not being overcharged and going over budget. This has happened to me in all aspects, but most of the time it's my mistake and I looked at the sale wrong, but it doesn't hurt to check. So at first, you might not know exactly what price to write down for your estimate cost. How am I gonna know how much a can of black bean costs at Kroger? I don't know. But the more you use this system and the more you're going to be paying attention to prices each time that you shop, the better you're going to get at the more accurate you're going to get at estimating these prices. I have actually kept an estimated price of most common things that I buy at Costco on my computer so I can refer back to that. But another way to check these prices is to get online and look at the website. The internet is so convenient now that you can get online and order groceries to pick up or to deliver, which is an option we'll talk about later. But it also is helpful because it has the price of the food you're going to buy along with the sales that are going on. And so you can know them before you even go shopping. That way, your estimate isn't really an estimate, it's actually exact. Next, you're going to write out each meal for each day. Don't forget to also fill out which day you plan to eat leftovers. Tuesdays is our leftover day because I work until 8 p.m. on Tuesdays. So leftovers are easier for my husband to work out. So leftovers I have written down on Tuesdays. Sundays we're gone all day at church. So that's our fun day that we spend a small budget of food for lunch and dinner. So make sure to write those down. For the first month, I only planned dinners. So when I went to go pack lunches and make breakfasts, I was kind of stuck in a pickle. Our family, we try to keep lunches and breakfasts as simple as possible. Look, my husband and my daughter, they're able to sit down every morning and eat breakfast together before they go off to school and work. They have more time in the morning. I have to be at work early and I have to take the younger kids to the sitter. So the younger kids and I usually have a breakfast on the go. So simple is key for us. Whatever works for your family, make it easy as possible. So I will do weekly meal prep of making freezer things like muffins, egg omelet muffins, breakfast casseroles, breakfast burritos, whatever I can think of to make it easier. And then for lunches, a lot of the times we just pack what's easy. If you guys don't know, you can make sandwiches, deli meat sandwiches, and freeze them and put them in a lunchbox and they're thawed by lunchtime. I mean, just anything to make things simple. But having a section written out at the bottom for lunch and breakfast options makes it easier for the entire family. So not just you, but the entire family can see options that are available for that week. For example, my daughter, my oldest daughter, she's almost 8. She's constantly asking me, what can I have for a snack, Mom? What's for dinner? What can I pack in my lunch? We have nothing. But then I can point to that list of options and she can choose whatever sounds good to her at the time. Next, we'll talk about another option. It's one that I've never tried, but one that a friend has highly recommended me to do. And I'd love to try it sometime, and I will, and I'll do it, and I'll share it and show you ladies how easy it is to do this as well and stay within a budget. But that option is shopping for your groceries from home. If you want to completely stay away from the grocery store, I get that. But you might be able to use something like Amazon Prime Now. Amazon now offers groceries to be delivered to your house. You just download the app for free on your phone. You shop from your phone. This is what I imagine. I imagine laying on my couch, shopping kid free, crowd free. I'm in my pajama pants and my slippers. Wow, that sounds like bliss. Yeah, I'll probably be doing that one day. But Amazon Prime Now, it's available only for Amazon Prime members. So keep that in mind. If you're an Amazon Prime member, it's a free 2-hour shipping of groceries to your house. Just make sure to meet the reasonable minimum purchase amount, which varies depending on the local stores that you're shopping at. Then the cost of Amazon Prime membership, I think it's around $99 a year. But I believe that that's totally worth it based on the savings that you're going to get throughout the year, and also from the savings that you're going to get from impulse shopping, or not impulse shopping in this case, in the stores. But also, being a member has multiple perks when it comes to shopping online, for anything really. Downloading music, movies, books, and then of course the free day shipping with most non-grocery items, which I take full advantage of all the time. But this is something I plan to explore more on with you in the future. I really want to try all the options, whether it be delivering groceries, picking up groceries at the store, or actually going inside the store. I just want to explore all these options just to show you how easy it can be no matter which way you decide to go, and how you can still stay within your budget. There's just so many options that are going to save you money and time. So, I personally and currently, I love going to the grocery store to get out of the house, hopefully kid-free if I can try, and take my time alone going through the store while I'm shopping. It's me time. It's free time. I just love that for myself. I truly have always enjoyed grocery shopping, and that's why I don't do the delivery option very often. I have done the pickup, the curbside pickup before, but again, if I have the chance to go in the store, that's what I enjoy doing. But that could all change in the future as life gets crazier, and maybe I'll find more joy in doing it the other way. But until then, this is how I do things. I will explore those options later so that you all can see those as well. Now, we're going to move on to the monthly meal planner. All of you who are ready to do monthly shopping. A lot of these tips are very similar to the weekly meal planning, though the process for monthly meal planning is just a little bit more advanced, but just slightly, so I don't want you to think you can't handle it, because you totally can. This is where I started and just used both weekly and monthly, and it just worked out fine. But one of the main reasons that I love monthly meal planning, and I mean love, other than the fact that it saves us thousands of dollars, it's because it saves me so much time. Hold on. Have you guys noticed a pattern here? I love saving money, and I love saving time. I love saving money to pay off debts, like I've mentioned before, or saving for vacations, like the 5-year plan that my mom and I have to save for a vacation, a 2-week vacation to Australia, and that has been added on my list. And then also saving time so that I can spend more time with my family. One big grocery haul at the beginning of the month, which is what I do, and it's so much fun. I look forward to it every month. On top of one small grocery trip on my way home from work one day during the week, I'm in and out of the store in 10 minutes. And that's it. That's all there is to it. It's super easy. So, you will use the master grocery list, the big grocery list, for all your non-perishable items, in this case with the monthly hauling. This is the list that you'll take with you at the beginning of the month. Like I said, probably for me, it'll be like the 5th through the 8th of the month, or a little shortly after. And this is your monthly grocery haul. I do my monthly grocery haul at Costco, but you may do yours at Sam's Club or wherever else you choose to go for bulk items. But for each week on your monthly meal planner, you will see a corresponding section where you can list out all the fresh produce. So that's your fresh produce of the grocery list for each week. And that includes putting in your estimated cost. Don't forget to add your estimated cost of each item and then the total estimated cost for each week. I think this is really convenient because I can keep a picture of this on my phone, and anytime I have a chance to go to the store after work, or on my way home, anytime I'm kid friendly, basically, I have the list with me and I can grab what we need and just be in and out of the store in 10 minutes or less. It's amazing. It's life saving. You may need to rearrange your budget a little bit. The way that our family works, our monthly meal planning budget is around $350 for our monthly groceries, and then $35 each week on top of that for like fresh produce like milk and fresh vegetables. So with that total, for our family of 5, we still spend less than $500 for food. Before we were hauling, I talked to you guys about that outrageous number that we were spending on groceries. Well, I'm going to be real with you guys right now. That number was over $1,300 per month. I mean, I told my mom this number earlier today when we were FaceTiming, and this was her exact face. And I mean exact because we're basically twins. But anyways, that was her exact face, jaw to the floor for like a whole minute. She was just shocked. So that $1,300 or more being down to $500, that's huge savings, y'all. That's huge. I mean, again, mind-blowing. Woo. Okay. So again, moving on. Let's not forget about breakfast and lunch, okay? Don't focus just on dinner like I used to do. At the bottom of your meal planner, you can have a section that will have ideas for your breakfast and lunch. As you're making this list, make sure that you're adding the non-perishable food items that you're going to buy in your big grocery haul on your big list, as well as your fresh produce items on your weekly list, okay? So you're going to have to use a couple pieces of paper. It doesn't add much time, but just keep in mind you're going to have a few different places to write all this stuff down. I try to make it as simple as possible so that it doesn't get too confusing for you. So there's one thing that my soon-to-be haulers that I've talked to about this method, they've mentioned some struggles to me that I want to share, and I want to share options to avoid those struggles. Some of the struggles of these soon-to-be haulers that they've mentioned is that they don't have enough money in their budget at the beginning of the month to spend the $350 or more on groceries at one time because of the way their paychecks fall. They're paid weekly, they're paid bi-weekly, whatever the case is. I understand. I'm paid bi-weekly, my husband's paid weekly. It hasn't always been that way. It's always been different. Depending on the job that we had or the place we worked. So we had to work around that, and I understand. We weren't always in that situation, like I said. So I have a few suggestions for that. One way that we've currently chose to do it is we put our grocery haul on our Costco City credit card. Now, we are executive members at Costco. It's worth it for us because we're there every month. We get rewards for things, for all the money that we spend, and in turn, we get our membership paid for in full with the rewards on top of 2 extra checks that were sent every month. And so we use those checks for groceries. So in the end, we're really saving money. But anyways, we put all that money on the city card at the beginning of the month. And then each week, we pay the credit card as if we were going to the store for a regular trip that week. So before we were hauling, we were spending roughly $200, $250, sometimes more per week on food. So I go ahead and take about $150 or $200 a week, like I'm going to the grocery store, but pay it towards that city credit card so that it's paid for before the end of the month is over, and then no interest is accrued on the card, but we're still getting our rewards, if that makes sense. However, I know that some of you aren't successful with having credit cards, or you choose not to have one because it's gotten you in financial trouble in the past, and that's so smart, and I get that. That's totally fine, and good for you for being strict on yourself like that. Another option outside of using credit cards is just to start by putting money aside each week or each paycheck in the month before so that you have money at the beginning of the month from the month before to use for the haul that month. It's gonna take discipline, but the whole point of this is discipline, not impulse shopping and saving money. So yes, it's gonna take discipline, but you just have to do it. It's gonna help you a ton, I promise. So whatever system works for you is what's best for your family. Give it a try, see if it helps. Just to add a quick side note, before you become memorized by the thousands of dollars that you're saving each year, I just want to add one more thing. One thing that you may notice in my hauls that I do before I go to the grocery store. Basically, what I do is I go through my favorite rebate app, the Ibotta app, to see what items that I could buy on my grocery list that either I buy regularly or are in some recipes that I plan to cook that can get me quick cash back. So if you aren't already signed up with the Ibotta app, you can use the code below and you will automatically get $10 after you claim your first rebate. $10 just for scanning in one receipt or buying one thing. Sometimes those receipts just entail buying literally anything, any brand water, any brand toilet paper, or just scanning any receipt of anything that you bought. It doesn't have to be a specific item, so it's worth it to get $10 just for buying what you were already gonna buy. Then once you accumulate $20, you can cash it out for gift cards to your favorite stores, such as Target. Ladies, Target is on that list. Or you can just cash it out with cash and it goes into your bank account. So gift cards, cash, whatever's best for you. I use that cash to spoil myself because I work hard at these meal plans. I work hard at meal prepping. I work hard as a mom, and I deserve to spoil myself. So it's totally worth it to scan a quick receipt just to earn like an outfit or two or a pair of shoes or two. I find it completely worth it. I think you would too. I've talked a lot, but whew, there it is. You have it. That's it. I know that this has been a lot of information, but I hope that I've covered everything you need to know so that you can use these meal planners to help your family stay on budget and save yourself thousands of dollars a year. But if you aren't quite convinced, fine. Stay tuned for more videos on more tips and tricks on how to save your family hundreds of dollars. I'll show you my grocery receipts for proof that I'm staying within budget. You can follow me on Instagram for Insta stories of my weekly hauls, and there you will get more tips and tricks along the way. So please hit that subscribe button if any of this has been beneficial to you. Leave comments with any questions that you might have or suggestions like I mentioned earlier in the video. And I'll talk to you haulers again soon. Have a good week.